Good evening. Welcome to Enfield Congregational United Church of Christ. No matter who you are, where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. My name is the Reverend Dr. Greg Gray. I'm the pastor of this church, and you are joining us this evening for a faith exchange. If you have not come to one of these, either in person or watching us online before, let me give a brief word about what you are seeing tonight. This church was founded in 1683. It was here before there was a town of Enfield. Congregational churches were historically known as congregational meeting houses. They were meeting houses because they were the original town hall. That's where people came for all kinds of meetings, both religious and civic. That's where people came to just socialize with each other, to catch up on the town news and the town gossip. Well, over the course of the past 300 years or so, this church has really moved out of that central location in the life of the town. But we are part of the town, and the town is part of us. That's really the way that things work, that we are part of the town because we are made up of members of the town. So we find it important to get to know each other. Get to know who are our town leaders, our community leaders, and ask them why do they do what they do. As people are still coming in the door, I'm going to give them a brief second to take their seat, and then I'm going to introduce you to our Faith Exchange community leader for tonight, Ms. Maya Matthews.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. We are so glad that you are here this evening.
Wonderful.
So Maya is the director, the executive director.
Director, yes.
That's always fun, right?
It really is.
Executive director of Enfield Lobes and Fishes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I've been there since September of last year.
September last year.
Yeah, I took over for Priscilla Brayson, who retired.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's back up some. This is a get to know you kind of thing. So we need to get to know more than just that. Mm-hmm. So where are you from originally?
Enfield.
Born and raised?
Born and raised.
Okay.
My parents met at Hamilton Standard, it was called at the time. And my mom was from Springfield. My dad was from East Hartford, so they kind of met in the middle and decided to raise their children here. I was born in Fox Hill Lane Apartments. I went to Henry Barnard Elementary School. When they bought their first home in 1985, they moved over to Queen Street, where my mom still resides.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good deal. So attended local schools.
I did.
Which ones?
So after kindergarten at Henry Barnard, I went to Eli Whitney Elementary School, went to John F. Kennedy Middle School, where I started my cheerleading career. Yes.
Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about that.
Yes, we will. And on to Enfield High School, where I, continued cheerleading. And then I got my degree in English at UConn, where I was also a cheerleader. There's
Awesome.
a trend.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how was your time at UConn?
Amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I loved it there. And my brother, Trey, who is in the Air Force now, was in ROTC up at UConn. He's a year behind me. The two of us were the first in our family from either side to graduate college.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I graduated University of Georgia the first time, and the president of the university standing at the mic asked for every person that was there who they were the first person in their family to receive a 4-year degree to raise their hand. And, that was 2008. And that was just amazing to me.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it?
That was the thing.
Yeah, that's a thing. So
Yeah.
this was 2003.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually got injured at a basketball game while I was cheerleading. You can actually still see my scar here. So I ended up
the
not
old sports
graduating.
injuries.
Yes, that's it. So my brother and I actually graduated the same year at the same time, so that was really special.
So can you feel it coming
Yes,
in your trick knee?
Yes, I can, absolutely. And it's still a little numb on either side, so I've lost feeling forever.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Okay, so that ended your cheerleading career.
It did.
Okay, so tell me about cheerleading. What's your favorite cheer?
Let's see. It's going to be the one probably from middle school.
Okay.
We're dynamite, we're tick, 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 boom, dynamite. Boom, boom, dynamite.
See, I was going to ask her to do it, and I didn't think that she would, so she just beat me to it. Mm-hmm. All right, I see the way that this is going to go now.
Yeah, we've met. Come on now.
That's amazing. I will tell you, not even from my own schooling career, but one of my dearest friends went to the high school the next town over.
Okay.
Whenever we were growing up, and her little brother did not understand what the cheerleaders were saying, and they were the Loganville Red Devils.
Okay.
And the cheer was D-D-D-E-V-I-I-I-L-S, D-E-V-I-L-S, go big red. And he thought that they were saying D-D-D-D-I-I-I-lids, D-D-I-lids. And
No.
I still think about that on a regular basis
That's very
and get
cute.
a little chuckle out of it.
That's very cute.
Yeah. DD eyelids. I'm wanting to know what that mascot is. That would
I
be,
have thoughts. Right. Yes.
So then you worked as a substitute teacher.
I did.
So tell me about that.
I did. I was a substitute teacher right out of college. I tried it a couple of times because I had different experiences with different schools that I went to. So right after I graduated from college, I tried to substitute teach at the high school, but I was too close in age to them, so they didn't really respect me. My youngest brother was still partying with some of them. I was like, no, we can't have this. So I took a couple of years off. I went back and I taught for the middle school. That's a really tough age. That's actually why I'm not a teacher, is because of middle school children. I gave it one more shot, and I went back to Eli Whitney, where I had gone to school. And those 4th and 5th graders, I mean, they were amazing.
Yeah.
Those were my favorite students to teach. But, I wasn't really making enough money there, so I ended up getting the part-time job at the town through Kelly Services. I actually, got all of these connections. I am where I am now because of a temp agency.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, those are the ages when boys know that they need to wear deodorant. They just haven't figured out they have to do it every day.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. They still think it's a choice, not a necessity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unless there's Axe body spray involved.
I have a 14-year-old son, so yes. That's a thing.
That's a thing.
That's a whole thing.
That's a thing.
Yes.
Okay. So from substitute teaching to 10 years,
10 years
at the town manager's office.
Yes. So I started there part-time. The position was not written into the budget as a full-time position. So I went part-time at the town manager's office, and I was still working part-time as a substitute teacher. They stopped assigning me because they wanted a full-day substitute. So, they helped me out, and I ended up working part-time in the human resources department in the morning. Then I would go to the town manager's office in the afternoon so I could, get enough money to really survive. They knew I was a single mom, they knew I was struggling. I didn't have a car at the time. So, they kind of became my family and really lifted me up and, got me going. And then after 2 years, they made the position full-time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I loved them.
So I'm sure you learned a lot about the town.
I learned a lot. I learned everything about the town. Being in that office, we're the last stop, and we work with absolutely every single department. So, I met a lot of good people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's where you have some real deep roots, deep connections in the town
I
from
sure do.
just knowing all the people.
Yeah, Deb McCarthy was my supervisor there. She was the executive secretary for quite a few years. She's actually just left and gone to the state, but we're best friends. We went through everything together. We finish each other's sentences. Yeah. Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
it really
amazing.
is.
So even more connections with town. So you were on ERFC's board for 5 years.
That was the first board of directors that I joined. Yeah, yep, Claire Hall got me in there. And they were going through a period, they were kind of like how Lobes and Fishes is now, where they're just trying to kind of get a little bit more business savvy. They were kind of trying to figure out their business and their board and who should really be doing what. So I was able to get in at a time where they were reorganizing everything. So I got to learn a lot about how boards and organizations work. It was a great experience.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, they are a great organization. We just donated 368 backpacks to ERFC. When was
Very
that?
good.
Sunday before last.
Wonderful for their backpack drive that is happening on
Exactly.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were super excited about that.
Yeah, very proud. Good for you guys.
Okay, one more.
Okay.
And we still haven't gotten to your actual job yet, right?
We have not.
Vice President of Opera House Players.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Yes, I
So
am.
what does Vice President of Opera House Players do?
A little bit of everything. Again, we're reorganizing some of that board and trying to figure out who should do what and try to get committees and whatnot into place. Since I know how to do this, I'm helping, Opera House Players kind of, put together standard operating procedures, just in case someone leaves or, something happens, we make sure that everything's kind of still running like a well-oiled machine. I work very closely with our president, Aaron Dugan, and our executive director, who is Susan Choquette. We ended up with, we were awarded $1.5 million from the state recently, so we are going to be able to renovate 100 High Street right around the corner, which is now a church. It used to be our social services department. We're going to make it an honest-to-goodness theater, and we're really, really excited about that. So I'm just helping facilitate wherever I need to be.
Church to social services to community theater.
Correct.
That's
Beautiful
okay.
building, too.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, we're excited.
Good. Okay, so if you have seen any of our other faith exchanges, I always want to put the plural on the first word, like attorneys general.
Sure.
Well, faiths exchange, that's not right.
That's not what it
Faith
is.
exchanges. See, English major, right?
I am. Yes, I am. But I'm not going to call you out. It's fine.
We get to this kind of crux of our conversation together. And the thing that I always say to the person that is sitting there is that we here in this church, we do the work that we do in serving our community because we believe that Christ calls us to do that work. That we are supposed to, feed the hungry and clothe the naked and give shelter and like all of those things because that is what Jesus has asked us to do as a church. I don't believe that you have to have that kind of faith background or any faith background to be a wonderful community leader, community servant.
Right.
But it poses the question, why do you do what you do? Why do you serve the town of Enfield?
I feel a very deep connection and love for this town and this community. This is where my parents met. This is where they were married. This is where my brothers were raised. And my parents were really good people, and they raised us right? So I like to take care of my neighbor. I've always kind of gravitated towards, taking care of children with substitute teaching, working for the town, and, that was customer service at its finest, trying to figure out how I can help my fellow community members. And then this opportunity came up to serve for Enfield Lobes and Fishes. There isn't a day that I don't get goosebumps. I'm getting them now, just thinking about it. These people are, my guests, but they're my friends. I know their stories. I know they're struggling. I know that they're coming to see me because life has dealt them a pretty hard hand in the first place. So it feels good to just help out and be a human being for these people and, be there to support them. And they appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate them. It's more goosebumps. Like I really love my job. I really love to be of service. I love to help. My life has not been easy either. So I completely understand that sometimes you just need somebody to just be a human, and just help you out.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So you are the executive director of Enfield Lobes and Fishes.
I am.
So if I was going to grow up and be executive director of Enfield Lobes and Fishes, what would I do?
You would work for the town of Enfield. No, just kidding. Although it helped out a lot because since I worked so closely with social services and kind of knew what they were all about anyways, it was a very easy transition to get done what I need to get done in my new job here. You really have to be community minded. You have to be social services minded. You have to make sure you're okay with teamwork and make sure that you're not dealing with like a mission creep. We have a lot of good services in Enfield, the Enfield Food Shelf, which is a pantry, Enfield Social Services that helps with insurance and things like that. Everybody's kind of got their own wheelhouse, and we need to make sure that we're all kind of communicating and making sure that nobody's getting left behind. And we all see some of the same people anyways. Make sure that you send them where they need to go. So being really open-minded, being very knowledgeable about services that are already in town so that you can help these people to the best of your ability.
Awesome. So how did you get the job? Like, how do you apply to be executive director of Enfield, Lobes, and Vigil?
So it was I applied through, is it Indeed? Indeed, but I knew it was coming down the pipe because I was already a part of the board of directors. I tried to get on the board maybe 5 years ago, but again, you know, it was a lot of work, and I didn't have a car. So I really could not transport myself to get to the meetings and whatnot. I came on again last April. The gentleman who was the vice president at the time, Dave Tuttle, who I knew from the town of Enfield, he was the assistant director of public works, asked me to come on. They were making some big changes. He knew what my background was, and that I knew how to, you know, organize organizations. So I came onto the board, kind of helped them figure out what direction they kind of needed to go in. Priscilla ended up retiring, and I was actually looking at the assistant job first. It's like, hey guys, you know, maybe I could kind of do this. And they were like, well, we're looking at your resume, and we think you could actually be the executive director here. Don't sell yourself short. So it was about 2 months of interviews, and, you know, completely vetted, and they hired me. Yeah. And it's just been, I hit the ground running, you know? Yeah.
So how is it following somebody that was there for a long while?
She was there for 34 years.
Yeah.
34 years. So it was tough. You know, a lot of the volunteers, we have a really great core base of about 80 people. We're used to the way things always were. You know how that is when you go into an organization. This is how we've always done things. Well, we can do things in a better, more efficient way. So let's give it a shot. But I respect everyone's experience. I expect their knowledge. I respect their time and the fact that our volunteers, that's just what they are. They're volunteers. They do this out of the kindness of their hearts. And I can count on them every week to get in there. So I bring them into the conversation. So this is kind of what I'm thinking of changing, or I kind of think that this could run this way. What do you think? So it's been a lot of communication. It's been a lot of kind of like working together. So sometimes it takes a lot of time to really implement something that I want done. Or maybe I'll find out that, you know, what I wanted to do actually isn't really a good idea after all. And we'll kind of keep it the same way. So, you know, it's been a lot of teamwork. And it's been really rewarding. It's a lot of work. But I'm up for it.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. So I didn't warn you about this, but no. I'm sure that you can handle it.
Surely.
Because I'm sure that there are people that are still interested in this.
I know where you're going.
I'm sure you do. Mm-hmm. So you were in a little bit of hot water, kind of March, April-y.
Mm-hmm. Right after my birthday. I remember.
Happy birthday. That's great.
That was my birthday week. Yeah.
So the Proud Boys was going to make a donation to
They did make a donation.
So
yes.
Now that you are on camera for the world to see.
The whole world, huh?
For now, and well, I mean, we seriously do have people that watch from, you know,
sure.
Mom and Dad are watching from Georgia right now.
Hi, Mom
we
and
have
Dad.
church members watching in California, and
yep.
One in Virginia and one watching in Oklahoma. My friend Will lives in England, and he watches most weeks as well.
Hi, Will.
So when I say world, I'm not joking.
You're not. You are not. Yes.
So, Proud Boys.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
So it was a Sunday afternoon. There wasn't a supervisor actually on site, and they weren't aware of our gift acceptance policy, which does state that we have the right to accept or refuse any donation, and we're going to tell you why. It's because we are an inclusive organization, and we really don't want to be in cahoots with people that are not. You know, we will lose volunteers, we will lose donors. We could actually lose licenses if we deal with hate groups, which the Proud Boys is the Southern Poverty Law states that they are a hate group. So I'm sorry, but no, we won't be accepting any food services money from anyone that hates anybody else.
I think that's wonderful.
Yes, thank you.
I
think
truly
it's common
appreciate
sense.
that. I do too. Clearly, there were a number of people in Enfield that did not find that to be as common sense.
They did not. And then we just, would share our gift acceptance policy. And I am not a one-woman show. I answer to a board of directors. They give me direction, and this was their direction.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting, and we have been experiencing that here in the church.
I've seen that a little bit.
That the thing that I try to tell people is, yes, we are inclusive and welcoming, but because we are that does not mean that we are welcoming of all behavior.
Correct. And sometimes you have to lead by example, especially when you're such a large part of the community.
Exactly.
Yeah, what do we want here? How do we want people to treat each other?
Right. So you got some real pushback, some real
Sure did.
hate mail, didn't you?
Sure did. Actually, one of the most interesting things that I didn't realize was going to happen was I had a lot of members of the Proud Boys are affiliated with them that don't actually live anywhere around here. Going onto the Enfield Lobes and Fishes Google reviews, and there were a lot of, actually you were one of the people that counteracted some of the very negative, very hateful things that they were saying. And I let my community know about it. I was very upset. I definitely lost some sleep over this whole situation, but my people, man, and Enfield Loaves and Fishes people just rallied and got on there and counteracted everything that they were doing, which was, that's a moment that just is going to live with me forever, feeling that kind of love and support and like-minded people, to really stand up for things that mean something. And feeding the hungry people in our community means something. Please do not attack our organization over politics.
Right. Yeah, I will tell you that it has been amazing for me to hear, and it really is one of those things that it kind of backfires on these folks,
Yes,
isn't
it
it?
does.
That even recently we had somebody that posted onto the church's Google review, and I took a screenshot of it and put it out there for everybody. It was like, so this is what people are putting on the church's Google review, and all of the people that are those wonderful, inclusive, welcoming folks just fired right back and pushed back against it. I was like,
That's what our people do.
There-
We have good people.
there is love in the world.
Yes, there is.
There
Thank
is love
goodness.
in the world.
We're in the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just happens to be that hate is real loud sometimes, isn't
It
it?
is, and it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's too bad. We can only do the best that we can do.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I will give you a heads up for what's going to greet you after this conversation is over with. This church believes strongly in community engagement. And so we have been doing our best to reach out into the community in a whole host of ways. Giving food baskets to the Enfield Food Shelf and backpacks to Enfield Lobes and Fishes and
ERFC.
presents to ERC.
I knew where you were going.
You read my mind on that one. Gifts to Head Start, like all of those kinds of things, right? And so the church has historically had a long-standing relationship with Enfield Lobes and Fishes. And we had a little break during COVID, but we've got a group here that is called our Board of Christian Outreach.
Okay.
And they are going to want to speak with you after this is over with so that we can talk about what are the ways that we can partner together.
Excellent.
So I'm sure that you're aware that historically that we had been doing meal service at your facility. But, I would like for us to try to dream together on more different, right?
This is what I'm talking about. This is my whole dream. Being in this position, I want to have all of the partnerships. Absolutely. Help me and I'll help you. I really love that.
Yeah.
Dream with me.
Right?
Yes.
Because, I think that especially with what I was talking about, like our call from Christ to feed the hungry, clothe the naked, right? Like all of that kind of stuff. Like we clearly, in the Venn diagram of life.
This makes sense. This makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like we have things that we could do together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I like that. So as we are kind of coming in for a landing, I like to kind of close out on something fun that you might enjoy talking about.
Okay.
And us get to know you. Because, we hit on a little bit of heavy topics there for a minute, didn't we?
We did.
So we're pulling out of that. Tell me about the Connecticut Science Center Gala Committee.
Whoa.
Is it Gala or Gala?
I say Gala, but say it however you want.
Well, it depends on how pretentious you are, I suppose. And I
That
am,
might be
and so
correct.
Gala is what I say.
Yes. Say Gala. That's fine. I like that.
Okay, tell me
Yeah.
about this, because this sounds like
Yeah.
something that I would do.
It's so much. Please come and join us. We're always looking for people to come and help. So we put on, the Connecticut Science Center puts on a gala every October. It's their biggest fundraiser. This year, it is going to be themed Back to the Future. Right. We've got the car and all the things, like all of that's happening. And this event really keeps the Science Center going, throughout the year. So I am on the party planning committee. I help pick the hors d'oeuvres and help pick the decorations, pick the music. It's super duper fun. And we meet once a month. They take summers off, so. Right.
I think I still might have some Reebok pumps that I could wear.
Yeah?
To come to Back to the Future.
You can be my date. Yeah.
I'm definitely willing to be on board with this.
I will send you all of the information.
Are you familiar with the app Cameo?
I am not.
So there's an app called Cameo, and different celebrities are on there.
Okay.
And you can get them to record video messages or
have
3
heard of
back and
this.
forth text messages with somebody for their birthday or
Really?
anniversary or divorce or
Right.
whatever
Whatever
they're
you need to
celebrating.
celebrate, yes.
Exactly. Whatever they want to celebrate. And so one of the people that's on there is Christopher Lloyd.
No.
Doc Brown from Back to the
Yes.
Future.
He's amazing.
And one of his 30-second videos is $400. My best friend in the world is crazy Back to the Future fan, and I was going to do that for her 40th birthday.
When is it?
But I didn't have the,
Yeah, that's a steep.
funds
Yeah, that's a
to
steep
do
price.
that.
You should bring her.
I should bring Christopher Lloyd.
Right. Right. Of course.
I mean, he's only 95, but
I'm sure he still looks good. Come on. You should come party.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
He's earned it.
I mean, if we're gonna raise some funds, let's raise some funds.
Hey now. That's a really good idea. You need to be on the committee. You know this, right?
I love it. I
Yes.
love it. So, while you have a captive audience, both here and watching at home, what I'm going to just kind of toss it to you.
Sure.
Is there anything else about you or Loaves and Fishes that people need to know about that I have not asked?
Yeah. Enfield Lobes and Fishes, definitely. We can kind of put the spotlight back on that. But I'm an open book. If anybody wants to reach out to me, you've got any questions, we can share my contact info. But Enfield Lobes and Fishes is solely donation and grant based. So we definitely need all of that support from our community and our people to just keep running, There are only 3 paid employees. 1 is part-time. So it's a lot of work, and, it's a lot of work to keep this place running from day to day. And it's a really, really important service. So I would hope that, people would check out our website, check us out on social media, see how you can get involved or support us in any way. We are so appreciative of any support that we can get. This is a service that I really want to stay around here as long as people need it.
I've just thought of this and shooting from the hip here. Do you need donations of food or money?
More money, definitely. We partner with Connecticut Food Share. So we are able to get donations from Big Y, Stop and Shop, ShopRite, all of kind of like the area stores. We get things that are just about to go out of date or things that they have too much of. So we kind of get like their surplus stuff, and we're pretty well stocked. We can feed the people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Stop and Shop shopper.
You are?
Yeah, that's
All
the
right.
correct answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
ShopRite.
I
Just saying.
I love their apple fritters.
I see.
But I will tell you that Target
Yes.
has better apple fritters than Stop and Shop. I'm sorry, Stop and
That's
Shop.
wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Yeah,
good. I might
Target
leave
we
here
also
now.
partner with. Yeah,
I might
they
leave
help
here
us out.
now and go over to.
Now that it's in your mind,
Exactly.
you're craving them.
Feel a little apple fritter
It's
tonight.
right down the road.
It's true.
I mean, take the opportunity.
All right. Well, I thank you so much for being
Absolutely.
here.
Again, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're so glad to partner with you.
Yay.
Awesome.
I'm very excited.
Friends, I have a few announcements for us before we end for tonight. There are 2 more faith exchanges, not faiths exchange, English major, for this month, for the next 2 Mondays. Next Monday, we will be welcoming for our faith exchange. This is August 15th. Robert Hodling, and he is the Independent Party candidate for governor. So I hope that you will tune in or come see him live and in Technicolor next Monday evening. On August 22nd, for that faith exchange, we will be welcoming Representative Joe Courtney for that faith exchange. So 2 more this month. For the next 2 Mondays, I hope that you will tune in or really come and see these folks in person. After we get done, we have a great time where you can shake hands and kiss babies and that kind of thing. So come on out and see those folks. As far as church announcements are concerned, we have some great events that are coming up for the next 3 Fridays. This Friday, we have Cardigan Mountain Tradition. That is a bluegrass group. And that will be an indoor concert. It'll be in the sanctuary, nice and air-conditioned. The following Friday evening, we will have Cobblestone Road, and that will be an outdoor concert. Bring a chair or blanket out on the front lawn. They are more kind of classic rock. And then the last Friday of the month, August 26th, we will have a movie night out on the front lawn where we will have free pizza, popcorn, drinks. So invite your friends and neighbors, and we will be showing The Greatest Showman, which is a wonderful movie, so come on out. My last announcement for you is this. Every year on August 31st is International Overdose Awareness Day. You know, as we have made our way through COVID and all that has gone with that, all of the things that take up the news cycle, monkeypox these days, we somehow still forget that we are still in the middle of a opioid crisis, that there are still people that are struggling with and dying from overdose every day, every single day. And so we started last year. This year, we are going to be even kind of bigger than we were last year. Alex's Army will be here with their trailer that is hidden in plain sight. You can go through that bedroom in the trailer. There are 65, I believe, places that are drug hiding places in a kid's bedroom. And so you can walk through that and see how many of those that you can find. We will have a number of other town agencies that are going to be here with us. But we are going to come together and have a prayer vigil as we remember those people who have died this past year and help support those people that are still struggling with their addiction. So folks, August 31st, 7 p.m., International Overdose Awareness Day Vigil. I hope that you will mark your calendars well for that and spread the word. Friends, until I see you again this Friday for a concert, have a good night.